Namaskar. Welcome to Ahara Arogya Adhyatma, the light of Samskara. Today we have Dr. B.R. Guruprasad. He is a very renowned ISRO scientist who worked for 37 years, and then after retirement in 2023, he joined Jawaharlal Nehru Planetarium as a director. And being an astrophysicist, he has written more than 600 articles, and he is an editor of the Journal of Aerospace Science and Technology. And apart from that, he has written 13 books for the youngsters to get inspiration and become the scientists. And today we welcome here to explain us about the eclipse. Please welcome. Namaskar.
Namaskar. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for the kind introduction, madam.
So please tell us about the eclipse, because people have got the wrong notion and they don't have the scientific temperament. Please explain to our viewers what is this eclipse? When does the moon eclipse and when the sun eclipse occurs?
Thank you. Thank you very much. I would be much obliged. Eclipse is a term which is used to explain a phenomenon in which, one heavenly body is covered maybe partially or fully by another heavenly body. But the word eclipse is used with reference to sun and moon only. There are other types of eclipses, for example, in astronomical transit and such things. Anyway, let's not worry about it. As far as we earthlings are concerned, we live on Earth. Earth is the third planet or third rock from the sun. And it is at a distance of about 150 million kilometers or 15 crore kilometers from the sun. Okay. And Earth is one of the 8 planets of the solar system. Earth goes around the sun. And I told you the average distance between the sun and Earth is about 150 million kilometers or 15 crore kilometers. And, moon is the only natural satellite of the Earth. That means that is the only heavenly body which goes around the Earth. Of course, there are thousands of artificial Earth satellites which are serving humans today. More than 16,000 of them are going around the Earth, and 60 of them are working for our country at every moment, even today. So Earth goes around the sun, and sun is a very familiar body to us. In this, you can see every day in the morning we see sunrise and sunsets. Sun rises in the east and sets in the west. You can see the disk of the sun during a sunrise. And this is the moon, which is familiar to us in the night sky. Okay. This is an animation of the moon going around the Earth. See, one surprising thing about we humans on the Earth is that when we look at the sun and the moon, they appear to be of the same size. Okay. Today you can go and see outside the sun how big it looks. Don't look at the sun anyway continuously; it will damage your eyes.
Never,
Dr.
yeah.
Vijayalakshmi ma'am will tell you more about
I know,
that.
because all the rays will concentrate on the macula and that will burn. So they'll
Yes.
have the blindness. So one should not see the sun.
Yeah, one should not
Yeah.
see the sun continuously, but you can look at the sun during sunrise for a short
Yes.
while, no problem. But looking at the moon, there is no problem at all. Sun and moon, they appear to be of the same size. Okay.
Yes.
So that is the reason why we see solar eclipse and lunar eclipse from the Earth. And, let us say like this, when Earth comes between the sun and the moon. I repeat, when Earth comes between the sun and the moon, a lunar eclipse occurs. That is, the Earth enters the shadow cast by the moon enters the shadow cast by the Earth. On the other hand, instead of Earth being here, if the moon were to be in between Earth and the sun, then a solar eclipse occurs. And, as I told you, you may recollect, I told you sun is at a distance of 15 crore kilometers from the Earth. But what is the distance of the moon? It is about 4 lakh kilometers. So, moon is 400 times nearer to us compared to the sun. But paradoxically speaking, sun is 400 times larger than the moon. Sun is 400 times larger, but moon is 400 times nearer to Earth and 400 times smaller when compared to the sun. So this is the reason why sun and moon appear to be of the same size. Though the sun is much, much larger, because of the distance, it appears of a particular size. Moon, because of its nearness, it resembles the sun in size.
Okay.
Look at the sun. Look at the sun in this picture. Moon's disk has completely covered the sun's disk, and this is a total solar eclipse. You can see the corona or the outer atmosphere of the sun in this. Eclipses, okay, during the total solar eclipse, sun looks like this, but during a total lunar eclipse, the moon
looks like this.
appears as coppery red or orange or blood moon, people say, in fact.
Yeah,
so these are the terms which can scare people, in fact. And moon goes around the earth once in about a month. So during this interval of time, sometimes it will be between earth and sun, and sometimes it is on the sun and moon are in the opposite directions when compared to earth. So in such a case, when moon is between sun and earth, a solar eclipse can happen. When the earth is between sun and moon, a lunar eclipse can occur. Then in a month, one solar eclipse and one lunar eclipse should occur in theory. Why it is not occurring? Because earth is going around the sun in a plane. Okay, earth is going around the sun in a plane.
At a different plane,
and
like this.
Plane, moon
unless they come at the same plane, they will not.
It is inclined or at an angle of 5 degrees, it is tilted. That is the reason why eclipses are rare. That is why we give too much of importance to eclipses. As I told you, this is another example of a lunar eclipse, because sun is here and earth is here and moon has entered the thick shadow of the earth. The next March 3rd, in about, let us say today is 23rd, in about 10 days, less than 10 days, because February 28th only is there. March 3rd, 2026, there will be a total lunar eclipse, during which the moon will appear like this, blood red, okay, or coppery red. But unfortunately, people in most parts of India will not be able to see that. Only most people in most parts of India will see when the partial eclipse of the moon is going to end. That is, moon would have come out of the thick shadow of the earth for the most part. At that time only, we will be able to see from most of India. But Northeast India will be able to see blood red moon like this for some time, not for a long time. And this is the thing, on August 27th and 28th, there will be yet another lunar eclipse. And one thing is, lunar eclipse can be seen from the hemisphere of the earth to which moon is visible. But solar eclipse is not like that. Total solar eclipse will not be visible to any place on the earth for a time longer than 7.5 minutes. So this is the thing.
So thank you very much for explaining about the eclipse. Now you tell us why the people have got the fear and the psychosis, and then, some sorts of, wrong notions and the myths about the eclipse. Please tell us, so that, the confusion is cleared.
Okay, thank you. I would say that in about 2 minutes. But let me tell you, please do not look at the sun directly anytime, in fact. Okay, please do not. You can see the sun during sunrise and sunset to a certain extent, but don't look at it continuously, because it will damage the eyes. But going back to Madam's question, the thing is, you see, today we are in a modern civilization. We have a lot of electric lights, street lights, artificial lights are so much, neon lights, etc. Even during nighttime, we don't feel threatened or anything like that, because we can move very easily. Even when street lights are not there also, from car headlights also we can go. But actually, thousands of years back when our ancestors were there, whether they were in ancient Indian civilization like Harappan civilization or Vedic civilization or Chinese civilization, Babylonian, whatnot, in fact, Egyptian. See, there were no electric lights or anything. So in the morning, during the morning hour, if the sun were to disappear and were to be covered by something, first they might have thought by moon. Actual thing is moon's disk appears to cover the sun's disk completely. So that
Yes.
that made them to have fear.
Yes.
Similarly, a blood red moon during the night time. Normally, this is the way moon looks. Okay. Even phases of the moon we know very well. Look at that. Phases of the moon we see every 50 days. But you
Yes.
see,
Yes.
if blood red moon comes like this, okay, this is the progress of an eclipse, and this definitely instilled fear in them, and that fear has continued even today. Because
So when you said
something,
the fear and showed the red blood moon, I
yeah,
remembered in 1968 when we were in first MBBS, we were all sitting on the mat and then with the bones and the skull in the hand and
yeah,
studying the osteology. And suddenly one girl, she saw, looked at the window through the window and the moon appeared red. And she screamed so loudly that everyone got scared and then ran away, because being the medical students only, we were not knowing about the red moon. So the fears are there, but now you are, as a scientist, you are telling them not to have any fear about the eclipse. It is only a phenomena, a beautiful one. Enjoy it, and then I'm sure you'd have made arrangements in your planetarium for the
yes.
public to come and see it. And I think the youngsters and the students and the parents, they should take the benefit of that. And thank you very much, sir, for explaining so beautifully.
Thank you very much. But only thing is, this will not be visible to most parts of India, and
Yes,
moon will rise only at 6:28. So
yes,
let us
yes.
wait for one more year. We'll get a
Yes,
better
yes, yes, yes.
opportunity. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Namaskar.
Thank you,
Namaskar.
sir.
Namaskar.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaskar.